We feel, oh my God, so uncomfortable, so rude if I hang up the phone on somebody. But hello, they're yelling at you. Isn't that rude too? Today I'm answering some of your most popular questions. If you're new here, my name is Liz Chelak. I'm a licensed clinical therapist and founder of Evolve Therapy and Counseling. First question is, why do I know exactly what I should do but still can't do it? Because honestly, you don't feel safe with when other people are upset with you, when other people are disappointed in you, when other people don't like you, when other people around you are uncomfortable. Because especially as women, we learned so much to be so attuned to everybody around us. We got really good at noticing how everybody feels, what everybody wants, what everybody needs, how people are responding to us. Because as a society, we've been told that we have to be desirable. And if we're not desirable, we're shunned, we're thrown out, we are unwanted. And of course, like, it's so important for us to feel a part of society and a part of community. That's super natural. But at the end of the day, the reality is when you start actually doing what you want, what you know is right for you, that actually brings the right people and attracts the right people to you. So my answer to that is, you just have to learn how to be okay when other people are uncomfortable with you or don't like you or are criticizing you. The second question is, why don't I trust myself? So there's a saying is, to build self-esteem, you have to do esteemable things. So to build trust, you have to be trustworthy with yourself. So if you tell yourself, I'm going to start waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to go to the gym at 5:30, and then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work for 8 hours straight and da 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 da, and then you don't do that over and over and over again, and then you tell yourself, or I'm going to eat healthy, I'm not going to eat any sugar at all, and then you eat some sugar and you're just like, fuck, I messed it up already. And then your brain remembers that, okay, well, we really can't trust ourselves because we always tell ourselves things and we don't follow through with it. So I'm not saying that you have to start waking up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym at 5:30 and not eat any sugar and all these crazy things, because honestly, that's too much. I don't do those things. We can start with being more realistic with ourselves about what we're going to do and actually start doing them. That trains our brain that if we say we're going to do something nice for ourselves, we're going to do it because we matter. Next question is, why do I keep repeating the same patterns in relationships? A lot of this has to do with conditioning. From a young age, we were conditioned, taught to understand relationships follow a certain pattern. Even if in adulthood you're noticing yourself in the same type of relationship over and over again, that is familiar to you now, meaning that is safe to you now. Because we don't like anything that is new and unfamiliar. Even if we're in a situation that's uncomfortable, for our brain, the familiar equals safety. Anytime we venture out into something new or something different, that triggers a threat response within us, because we can't anticipate it. We don't know what's going to happen, so we can't prepare and protect ourselves, even if it's something good. And that's why we see a lot of self-sabotaging too, because we are not regulated enough to be okay with the possibilities that can happen. We need to learn to not be only okay with negative emotions and stress and expand our window of tolerance for stressful situations. We also need to learn how to be okay with and train our body that it is safe to experience positive things. Next question is, why do I care so much what people think about me? Well, because there was a point where for humans that was very important, and it's actually still important now. Because if we do something that our community or society doesn't like, we can be shunned from it. And essentially, humans, we are social creatures. We need societies, we need social environments, we need people in our lives. But sometimes we can get stuck there and become way too focused on what other people think about us. I think it's important here to practice the distinction. Not only understand the distinction, when are we actually doing something that is going to shun us from society, like we're hurting other people? When is it just you're doing something that's right for you and it doesn't affect other people, besides it makes them uncomfortable because they wouldn't be comfortable doing that type of thing, so they project that onto you and tell you shouldn't do it. And it's constantly practicing that distinction and doing whatever it is you want to do, and being okay with some people not liking you. Because what I learned is, the faster I say no to the situations that are not right to me, to the people that are not right to me, that opens so much more space in my life for the situations and people that are right for me, that do match my vibe and my energy and my values. Next question is, why are high functioning women so exhausted? Because it takes a lot of energy to always be practicing exteroception. And what that means is just noticing everything else around us, being attuned to everything around us, and always anticipating everybody's needs, anticipating all the problems, solving them before they happen, being on high alert, always checking everything around us, really not giving enough energy to what is going on inside of us. There's always checking everything around us and scanning and looking for any sign of danger, creates a lot of tension in the body, and really will make anybody exhausted, especially women. A lot of this has to do with just like the baseline of body tension that we carry from these patterns. Next question is, why are boundaries so hard for me? This isn't actually a boundary problem, it's a safety problem. And also I think a misunderstanding of what a boundary is. I often hear people using the term boundaries, but like they're not really using it correctly. People will say like, oh, well, I told them not to do this anymore and they keep disrespecting my boundary. Girl, that's not a boundary. I could talk all day and that's not going to make people treat me in a certain way. A boundary is an action. And it's not an action that you want somebody else to do, it's an action that you're going to do. So the boundary is, don't yell at me, for example. It's what you do when that person yells at you, and making sure you do that thing every time, making sure you actually enforce what you're going to do. Sometimes you can tell the other person like, hey, if you're going to yell at me, I'm just going to stop listening, or I'm going to walk away, I'm going to end the conversation, or I'm going to hang up the phone. But if you don't actually do that, then that's not a boundary. Then they're going to continue yelling at you, and then, well, part of that is on you. You could not say anything, and literally whenever they start yelling at you, just say, oh, gotta go, you're yelling, so I can't talk to you right now, hang up. And next time they do it again, they start yelling, sorry, you're yelling, I'm gonna hang up now, and hang up. And keep doing that over and over again. That's a boundary. And then again, it goes back to safety, because for a lot of us, we feel, oh my God, so uncomfortable, so rude if I hang up the phone on somebody. But hello, they're yelling at you. Isn't that rude too? And isn't it more disrespectful to yourself to actually sit there and listen to that? That is not a normal way of communicating. Anytime somebody is yelling or raising their voice, that is already not a really helpful conversation, because they're not actually trying to hear you or be heard. They're just trying to be loud and intimidate you. No, I will not be intimidated. If you don't like that I hung up on you, too bad. If you come back and start shaming me for hanging up on you, too bad. We need to learn to also be okay with those things, with other people being upset with us. Next question is, why do I always put everyone else before myself? It's easier. Isn't it so much easier to just focus on what everybody else needs and make sure everybody is okay than to focus on what we need and give ourselves that? It's easier because that's what we've been taught. It's easier because when we focus on everybody else, we don't have to be actually honest with ourselves about what we need, what we want, what is right for us. It's so much easier to cater to somebody else, because if we do it for ourselves, then we're selfish. All right, well, too bad. I guess I'm selfish.